Yay, finally. Thank you guys for waiting. This is actually the first time I've ever gone live on YouTube, and I also, didn't really know how well the hostel Wi-Fi was gonna work, so that just took a few minutes, but, I appreciate your patience. Oh, everyone's joining! Hi, guys. This is so great. Sorry, I'm getting a little situated. Now, of course, I look like I have a double chin on this. That's okay. Welcome to the live. I'll probably wait, I guess. I feel like people are probably joining because we're 5 minutes in. So I will just get started. First thing I wanted to say was thank you so much for your support over this past year. It's actually been a little over a year. I think I started posting regularly on YouTube in February of 2021 when I was in the travel trailer. Anyone here is an OG, send it in the chat if you were here during the RV days. Yeah, send in the chat where you're from. I would love to meet you guys. I feel like I usually go live on Instagram a lot more than YouTube, and I really want to start going live on YouTube more because this community is amazing. Yes, Dylan, we know you're an OG. We got a supportive boyfriend up in here. Yeah, no, we started in the RV and we have had quite the journey since then. Traveled all over the US for the first like 4 or 5 months of this channel. And then once the border started opening up, I started going internationally. So I think we first went to Peru together. Then we went to Colombia. Oh, North Carolina as well, a couple videos. Colombia, Mexico, Puerto Escondido. That was amazing. By the way, I really want to go back there. I loved it. Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, and now we are here in Spain. So yeah, if you guys are just joining, send your name and where you're from in the chat. And if you were here for the RV days, great. If you weren't, welcome. And obviously, these past few months have been international. So I'm just really, really grateful that we have grown this community to 10,000. Obviously, the numbers are not really that important. I more just care about meeting you guys, having a really strong, loyal community, and being able to learn from one another in this YouTube space. So I'm really loving making all of these videos. It's really a passion of mine. I've always loved creating videos. So the fact that I'm able to do it and travel at the same time is amazing. So I really thank you guys for being here, being so supportive. Yes, I actually totally agree. On YouTube, it is a lot easier to connect with people on a deeper level because I am able to have these longer form videos. You guys get to see a deeper part of my life than I'm able to share on other platforms. So, yeah, I'm definitely planning on staying on YouTube for the long haul. It's really a passion of mine. So, thank you for your support. I also, while you're here, I wanted to give a little life update. I haven't really talked about this at all anywhere else. So basically, I have been here in Spain for the last like 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And I'm in Sevilla right now, which I am absolutely in love with the city. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I used to study abroad here back in 2018. And it's really what sparked my love for travel. And yeah, ever since then, I kind of decided that travel is going to be a priority in my life. And now I travel full time and I'm back here with my sister. So it's totally like a blast from the past and everything's the same. I remember everything perfectly. And I'm, yes, filming a very big kind of travel guide. So if you're planning on coming to Sevilla, stay tuned. It's probably going to come out in maybe like a week or two. Of like everything, all my favorite things to do in Sevilla because it's really such a special city. So I'm very happy to be here. Oh my God. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Favorite country so far? That's tough. I think honestly, the one that like blew my mind was Colombia. And I barely even got to explore it. I was mostly in Antioquia, so Medellin, Jardín, Guatapé, and Jericho. Those were so insane. I really didn't know what to expect in Colombia, and it was just freaking amazing. So really wanting to go back eventually, but really like all of Latin America is amazing as well. So I'm excited to keep exploring. Oh yes, hello Ansley. Yes, Ansley's demanding a shout out. I love you, Anne. She's downstairs in her room right now. But yeah, thank you for everyone's support. If you're new here, make sure you go in the chat, tell us where you're from. So yeah, a little life update. After Sevilla, we're actually heading to Amsterdam tomorrow. And the reason why that's so special is because Ansley and I and my family, we used to live in the Netherlands when we were kids. So we're not from there, we're from Florida, but we lived in the Netherlands for 2 years. And we're actually going back for the first time in like I think 12 years. So we're gonna go back to our old village. We live in a tiny little village, like 30 minutes outside of Amsterdam, and it's gonna be insane. So we're meeting my parents there tomorrow, literally tomorrow. Actually, no, we're meeting them Friday, but we're going there tomorrow. And then we'll be there for the weekend, and then we're going to Portugal, and we're starting in Porto, and we're gonna road trip down the country all the way to the south to Lagos. So yeah, I'm gonna be filming the whole time, and it's going to be insane. I'm so excited. I actually took a week off from freelancing. I let my clients know that I'm gonna be MIA because I just wanna spend time with the family and really experience, what Portugal has to offer and have, like, an actual vacation for once. Because full-time traveling, like I say all the time, full-time traveling is not full-time vacation. I've definitely been really overwhelmed and busy on this trip, because I'm traveling a lot more than I usually do, in addition to working. So it's been crazy, but I have been having the best time as well. Yes, Amsterdam. I'm so excited to go back. I honestly, like we all know why people go to Amsterdam. I mean, it's beautiful and it's amazing, but also got the cafes, all those types of things. When I was there, I was 11. So I didn't even know what weed was at the time. So, it's going to be an interesting experience. And I'm very much looking forward to this. And I will have to tell you guys how it goes for sure. But yeah, that's my little life update. You guys will be able to see my parents again. If you watched my Yosemite vlog or my Thanksgiving vlog, you would have met them there. They are very entertaining. So this is going to be a very fun next few weeks. Um, Yes, Gabe, RV life. Dylan and I have been talking about that. We miss the RV so much. Yeah, we kind of did that on such a whim and we ended up having the best time. But with kind of work situations, mainly on Dylan's end, we ended up having to go back to Florida and the RV situation just wasn't necessarily going to work out for his job because he had sold his business, it was a whole thing. So yeah, we really want to do RV life again, possibly next year. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's definitely in the cards for sure. We'll have a rookies on the road round two because it was just so fun and I would love to do it again. But that's kind of the update. After Portugal, Dylan, if you guys know Dylan from my videos, he is my boyfriend if you don't know. We're doing long distance. Sucks, really sucks. We were like 8 hours apart right now, so it's a little rough, but working through it. And he's actually going to meet my family and I out in Portugal at the very tail end of our trip. And then when my family leaves, him and I are going to be in Lisbon for a while. We're coming back to Sevilla for a few days, and then we're going to Madrid as well. So we're going to see a little bit of Portugal and Spain together, and it will be Dylan's first time in Europe, which is so exciting. And I'm like so excited to show him around, especially show him around here in Sevilla because it's my favorite city and it's super romantic. It's so beautiful. So I'm very excited for that. So yeah, that's kind of what the next few months will bring. I'm heading back to the US in about a month. So once I do that, I'm probably going to chill out a little bit in North Carolina and Florida and just like save some money and catch up on work and focus on just like chilling out a little bit because it's been quite hectic so far this year. So that is the plan. Make sure there's no more questions. Yeah, so feel free to, and if you guys are new, if you guys are just joining, put where you're from in the chat and any questions that you have. I'm really here to answer whatever questions. I also have some questions from Instagram that I will answer if we have time near the end. I do have a freelance call in like 17 minutes, so I'm gonna have to hop off in like 15 minutes. So, oh, hello, mother. I know I'm so excited for my mom to come too. It's gonna be great. You guys are gonna love her my videos, so stay tuned. But the announcement that I wanted to let you guys know about, and this is something I've been thinking about doing for a while, but like, again, I started YouTube just like for a passion of mine and just to kind of share my experiences with the world and also have something to look back on. But now that I have really gotten into it, I've been doing it for over a year now. I really want to pursue it as if it's a career, which I mean, I guess technically it is. People do this full time. So I'm really, really putting my full like foot forward and making this possibility, for me to do full time. With that being said, I have decided to launch a Patreon account. And a Patreon, if you guys have not heard of it, is actually, sorry, I have literally, this is banging up against my AirPod. I'm gonna take that out. Yes, I'm gonna have two hoops and hold on, taking these out. Okay. So Patreon, if you guys have not heard of it, is basically a place for creators, artists, video content creators like me to provide behind the scenes content, exclusive content, live Q&As, and other kind of things that you don't know that people who are just a regular subscriber or regular supporter on social don't necessarily get. So I have decided to launch a Patreon, and I'm going to be providing behind the scenes content that you don't see on YouTube. And I would love to get your feedback as to what types of content you would like to see. I have a lot of ideas of like, maybe if I am in the airport and it's like a horrible layover and it's something I don't really want to film and curate for YouTube, but I want to share it with you guys. I could put that on Patreon. I can share life updates with you, kind of like I just did before I share it with the rest of the world. We can do live Q&As like this, so we can get on a Zoom call or a YouTube live maybe once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions that you have. We can connect. But also, the thing that I'm really excited to share with you guys is something called the Nomad Map. So, as you guys know, I am a digital nomad. I work online full time and travel at the same time. I'm extremely passionate about this lifestyle, but I really am more passionate about making it accessible for more people and making it the journey a little bit easier, because obviously I kind of did all this on my own with like no guidance or a little guidance from people I used to watch on YouTube. The Nomad thing I've been creating for a while, and basically what it is a Google map that I have compiling all of my favorite cafes, co-working spaces, co-working spaces, Airbnbs, hostels, co-living spaces, everywhere that I've ever worked, lived abroad as a digital nomad is going to be included in this map. And it will tell you the Wi-Fi speeds in each place, if I recommend it for calls or if it's only good for like just updating things like, doing emails or whatever. Every single place in the world. So I have tons of places in Medellin, Sevilla, Costa Rica, Mexico, a ton in the US from when I was in the RV. All of these things are going to be listed on the Nomad map, and I'm going to continuously update this map as I travel through the world. So I have dozens of locations already on this map, and I'm continuously updating. Today, I put two more cafes on there that I found here in Sevilla that I was working at that I now would recommend to other nomads who are potentially going to be here at some point. So this Nomad map is really going to be helpful for anyone who works online and wants to travel but is feeling a little bit overwhelmed as to finding, fast, reliable Wi-Fi. If I stayed at an Airbnb with really great Wi-Fi, I'm gonna pin it and I'm gonna put the link to the Airbnb and my recommendations about it in the notes. So this is definitely my most exclusive thing that I've ever created, and I'm really, really excited to, give that to you guys. So basically, the way that you get that is by subscribing to my Patreon, and that is a small monthly fee, and it just supports me. It really, really helps me be able to make this lifestyle a reality, to continue making videos, to continue providing my experience and advice for other people who want to pursue this lifestyle. So that is why I started a Patreon, and you can choose different levels based on what you're interested in seeing. So I will actually, maybe I can put the link in. Okay, this is like my first. Oh, yeah. Oh, hi. I love you from Instagram. Oh my God, all these people from Instagram. I love you guys so much. Let me put the Patreon link in here. Let me find it. Hello. Um, Let me pull it up. So already right now, I have the Patreon linked in my most recent YouTube videos. So that's something if you are interested in checking that out, it's in there. But I'm also, gonna put the link in the chat real quick so you guys can have it. Okay, just put it in there. So feel free to click on that and you can go browse that. You can see all the things that I'm offering on Patreon. But again, I really would love your feedback as to what types of things you guys are interested in seeing. This is something I really want to work with you guys very hands on with. I really want to be giving you the content and the advice and the tools that you are most interested in seeing from me. So please feel free to send something in the chat or DM me on Instagram or comment on any of my latest YouTube videos, and let me know what types of things you would be interested in seeing both on my channel with videos, but also on Patreon if you're interested in becoming a patron. So yeah, that was my main announcement, and I'm really, really excited about it. So yeah, I would love any feedback that you have. Sure. Oh, my digital nomad gear. Girl, I have So I have so many things. My main things that I have are obviously my laptop. I just got a brand new laptop. I have a ton of chargers. So obviously I'm in the US, so or in Europe. So I have my adapter for Europe, and I have also this little mini plug extender. So that really helps with all the things I have to charge. I have my camera, my drone, my microphone. I have a portable webcam as well for Zoom calls. Um, Obviously my AirPods, although I really do want to get like an actual headset, but I'm considering making like a full video to show you guys everything that I bring on all my travels, doing like a camera bag sort of thing. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Because there's lots of things that I have here on my travels that I can't list fully in this live. But yeah, so that was my main announcement was the Patreon. And now that we have a couple minutes, I'm going to answer some questions that you had on Instagram. And basically, what I did was I put a chat box on my Instagram story saying, what questions you have about the work and travel lifestyle. And a few of these were kind of the same. So I'm going to cover like two or three different topics if I have time. Yes, early access. Sorry, I'm totally all over the place, but with the Patreon, that is a goal as well. I'm going to, if I have a rough cut of a future video that I'm working on done in advance, which usually I do, I will maybe post that rough cut to Patreon so you guys can get early access to my videos as well. So that's kind of the goal as well, and also if I create, like if I finish the video as well, I'll throw that in there too. So behind the scenes content, early access to my stuff. And then if you're in the top tier of my Patreon, we'll do live Q&As like this every month, but it'll be much longer. So yeah, and I'll be able to answer your questions much more one-on-one and it'll be very intimate. So that should be really, really fun. Um, yes. Ooh, Flagstaff. Sorry, I'm answering all these questions. Flagstaff. Did we go to Flagstaff? Yes, we did go to Flagstaff. We went to Flagstaff right before we went to Sedona, and I freaking loved it. The camping there is stunning. So I would totally go back there. Arizona was probably our favorite place to camp. So when we go back in the RV, we're gonna spend a lot of time in Arizona for sure. Okay, so one thing I wanted to address actually that a lot of people asked me about on Instagram was how to implement self-care into my work and travel routine, how I avoid burnout. Um, let's see, what did people like specifically ask? Are there any days or time in the day that you take to unwind so you don't burn out? How to incorporate self-care and time to reset into your lifestyle? Um, so I would say on this trip in particular, I have not been very good about that. I actually kind of had a mental breakdown earlier today, if I'm being totally honest, because I've just been very overwhelmed with the amount of traveling we've been doing and the amount of work that I have been trying to do as well. So I've been having a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings, and when I am sightseeing, I'm filming like the whole time. So I'm kind of always on, and that's not what I recommend doing full time, and usually not what I do at all either. I would say the best way to avoid burnout in this work and travel lifestyle is to slow travel. So don't try and see a city in a week and then move to another city the week like the next week, because if you're working normal hours or you're working, at least even like 20 hours a week, you're going to start to get extremely, extremely burnt out because while you're trying to be successful working, you're also going to feel guilty about, oh my gosh, am I going to have time to see everything that I want to see in this city? So if you give yourself, I would recommend staying in a place like at least 3 weeks at a time, stay in like a comfortable Airbnb or a co living space. And, it'll help you have a good routine, a good work routine. And then you will still have time at night and on the weekends to go explore and do the things that you want to do. So that's my number one tip is really just to treat each place where you go as kind of like a home base for a few weeks and don't feel like you need to rush around and try and see everything all at once because that's kind of what I've been doing in Spain. Again, it's not the norm. I'm doing it because I'm with my sister and we only have a finite amount of time here. So I'm trying to balance everything. But usually I prefer to stay in places at least a few weeks at a time. I know. Yeah, being mindful for each destination, that is so true. That's the thing, like, in Sevilla, for example, I think that's why I've been so stressed while I've been here. It's been an amazing experience, but I will say, today I was like, "We leave tomorrow, and I still wanna go to Plaza de España, and I wanna take Ansley to this really cool tapas place tonight, but I need to get ahead on my content schedule, and I need to make sure I have this done for my client." because I'm taking off next week again. So it's like if I ideally I would be here for at least 3 weeks so that I had more than enough time to see things, really immerse myself in the place where I am, and make sure that I am prioritizing work and putting my best foot forward. So that is how I would prefer to do it and what I recommend doing, if you're doing this lifestyle as well. And yes, that's the thing. Remember, you can always go back. I have to remind myself. Eh, that is the one thing I always have to remind myself is like these places aren't going anywhere. I came here 4 years ago and I'm back and it's basically the same, exactly the same that I remember it. So yeah, just give myself a little grace, give yourself a little grace in each destination. If you can't see everything while you're here, that is okay. You can always come back. Okay, I'm gonna answer one more question because I have to jump on a client call in 5 minutes. So let's see. Do you think all remote workers could pull off this lifestyle or just self-employed? And I also got a lot of questions about like how to get started. That's always my main question that I get is how to get started, how to become a digital nomad, where do I start? I actually filmed a video this morning, sat down right out here on the patio, and I explained kind of a top level explanation of what a digital nomad is and how to get started and the main three sources of incomes that you can kind of pursue remote 9 to 5 freelancing slash virtual assistants and having your own online business. My answer to the question of you can anyone do this or do you have to be self-employed, I would say that anyone can do this as long as you work remotely, of course. I've met so many people on the road in every country that work a remote 9 to 5. That's something you kind of have to work out with your employer and make sure that they are okay with you and it works within their legal system and taxing that you can work from anywhere. So make sure you have that solidified or seek out remote first companies to work for so that you can live a location independent lifestyle. It's definitely easier, I would say, to be self employed. Whether that's freelancing or having your own business to live this lifestyle, just because you will have a little bit more flexibility over your time. The time change is obviously kind of an issue sometimes. So my friends in Mexico who I met who were working European based jobs were getting up at the crack of dawn to make sure that they were, on call and able to answer emails and stuff like that on European time. So if you're self-employed, you can have a little bit more flexibility over your hours and where your clients are based. So keep that in mind. But you can achieve this lifestyle if you work a remote 9 to 5, whether you do that freelance or have your own business. So all of that. Ooh, maybe include interviews with remote workers. And yes, on Patreon, could you talk about how you got into freelance? Absolutely. I also have a video on my YouTube if you want to check it out. That kind of details more about how I got into this, like very, very detailed of how I became a remote worker. I'm actually going to drop that in the chat. I have to hop off soon. I'm really sad. This is so much fun. We have to go live more, you guys. I will start scheduling some more stuff. And of course, in the Patreon, we will be doing this a lot more as well. Let me pull up my video where I did this. I'm gonna send it right here. There you go. So if you want to see more about how I got into this lifestyle, how I went from full-time college student to full-time traveler in less than a year, that link will take you to that video and you can check that out and see a little bit more about my background. But stay tuned for the video about how to become a digital nomad in 2022 coming. I'm I'm planning to post that next Thursday. So tomorrow I have my Canary Islands. Oh my God, Canary Islands video is coming out tomorrow. So stoked for that video, guys. It's scheduled, it's ready to go. So stay tuned for that. But this how to become a digital nomad video will be coming out next Thursday. And I want to make this a series. So I would love if you guys could comment any questions that you have on that. There's so much to cover in this lifestyle, so many things that I want to share with you. So yeah, stay tuned for that video and feel free to keep asking me questions so that I can make sure I'm providing the value that I want to provide for everyone here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Interviews with remote workers like you did in Mexico. Yeah. If you guys didn't see that, if you go watch my digital nomad guide to Puerto Escondido, I have some interviews with remote workers there. And I'm glad you liked that. I really thought that was a cool, part of the video. So that's actually a great idea that I will note down and I will definitely start looking into that to implement on Patreon. So yeah, if you're just joining, I do have to hop off, but go check out my Patreon. The link I will post also in a post here on YouTube very shortly. You can go check that out. let me know what you want to see, and I would love to start implementing that there. So I'm really excited for this new venture. Thank you guys for 10K. We will be going live again. I feel like this just flew by. But yeah, thank you guys so much again. And I will see you guys in the next one. I will stay present, Tala. I love you. You are just best vibes right now. Okay. You guys are great. I think I'm actually gonna be able to post this on YouTube. So yeah. Okay. Bye.